All
Ready?
right, man. All right. What's going on, man? What's going on? It's been a long time, but I don't want to say that them words, but man's here, innit? Man's here again, innit? What? But who did that?
Yo,
Johnny.
Johnny's did there, man.
Johnny, fuck you know. Well,
They're live in effect.
well, we know there's Well, anyway, listen. I ain't gonna say nothing. I think it's all on you, old chap. You have to. I think we have to come from the beginning because, like, we stopped because of certain things and thing, but we was waiting
Mhm.
for the whole team to be in the same positions, so we can just run it properly.
I hear that.
But sorry, there's some. Yeah, so man's here. Big up Artie.
Mhm.
Man's doing his
Big him up,
things.
man. Big him up. Big him up.
Man's doing his thing still, but he'll be back for the next one definitely. Um,
Good, 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 good.
oh shit! That was that day today, and he went to that funeral. He went to the funeral
Oh,
actually today. So
okay.
yeah, yeah. R.I.P. the family
Big
there
him up.
still.
Condolences, still, man.
Mm. So my friend, you're gonna have to just give everybody a feedback from the jump. We stopped because I mean not entirely, but we wanted to keep the team together. So
Mm,
man want hair, you get me? So what happened, bruv? What
mm.
happened? Tell us from the beginning, from the first time, because all I remember, and try not to make any movements or noise, because everything I pick up, everything's getting
Okay,
picked up,
okay, okay,
and it's sounding
okay.
mad. But what is all I remember is man just disappeared. I was like, "Rah, what happened to this guy?" Man just cut, and it was
Mm.
at a time. It was a good time anyway for you to not be in. So just fill us all in, old chap. What the hell happened? What was from the day one? You understand?
So you want to know the whole shebang, yeah?
We want to know from day one what happened from the jump, from the first thing that what happened, old chap.
Okay, let's start from the jump. Well, basically, man was leading a double life, yeah, with two females, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They found out about each other.
Mm.
Man called it a day with one of them. Man progressed with the other one,
Mm.
but obviously, man was still talking to the other one that man locked off, and so obviously, the one that man was trying to progress with, obviously, she still knew I was talking to the other one. So obviously, no. Things went rare tear tear. Then obviously, no. One day, man went to her yard, left the yard, and then feds come and lock me up on some allegation thing, yeah.
Mm.
And man went, man went prison for what, 7 months, trying to beat a case that this girl put on me,
Mm.
and I beat it in the end. But in between all of that, from the day I got locked up, I
Mm.
was going through bare like corruption with legal teams and solicitors and barristers. You know the thing where they're trying to tell you to take the guilty plea, like the plea bargain thing. And I'm basically like, no, 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 I'm fighting this thing. So from the jump, man got man got locked up on like a Sunday in March, and man got bail on the Wednesday, right?
Mm.
Boom, man's phones got seized, money got taken away, beer things got seized. So me, like a idiot, got out on the Wednesday, was in the police stations for like from here, there, three different police stations for like 3 full days. Got bail on the Wednesday, bought a new phone on the Thursday, phoned the gal on the Thursday, because I think I phoned you when I got bail, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes, you
man
did.
phoned the gal on the Thursday. Yeah, man got a new phone. Man phoned the gal on the Thursday, like, yo, what on? What's all this about? Boom. I didn't know. She's like, boom, 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 red hair. Friday, boom, got my hair done on the Friday. Saturday, the people them come put the tag on Saturday. Sunday, they come back for me again saying, man, breach my bail conditions. Boom, took man station. The girl recorded me, obviously, ringing her. Was in the police station for like 2 days. Went prison on a Tuesday. Then I had these corrupt law firms working for man. Didn't come visit me in 2 months. I went for my bail hearing in April. The people them didn't put what I said to put in the bail application. So I sacked them in April. Then I got a next firm that was doing the same shit. So I went back to the jailhouse, spoke to one guy in there, and he's like, yo, I got a legal firm for you. I see you're cool. I've seen your case. I want you to take this legal firm. But true say, man, don't really know this guy from Adam. You get it? So I was like, hmm. So in May, start of May, I had a next bail application in court. Boom, went to court. Told him the day before I was going court, boom, get your legal team. He's like, when you in court? I'm like, the next day, I'm going court tomorrow. Bruv, I got to court at about 9:30, 5 minutes in the cell, in the courts. The people come get me. They're like, your legal firm's here, one black woman. I was like, huh? Black woman? Bruv, man's gone in the room. She's in there already before my legal team. You get it?
Mm.
I'm in there. She's like, don't worry. I spoke to my man. I've looked at your case. I could win this for you. I just need you to sign these transfer papers and explain to the judge why you don't want this legal team representing you. So I went in there, said, yeah, I haven't got no faith in this legal team. They haven't come to see me in 2 months. I don't want them no more. The judge is like, if I give you this transfer, this is your last transfer. This is your third transfer. This is the last one. I'm like, all right, bless, cool. This was on a Friday. Thursday, 6 days later, I ring the woman. The woman's like, congratulations, we've got the transfer. I'm coming to visit you next week. So remember, I didn't get no visit in 2 months from the previous firm. She's come to see me in May, yeah?
Mm.
She's like, I've looked at the case and girls told 3 different versions of what's happened. Your versions has stayed the same. But one thing I'm pissed at you for, you should have never spoke in the interview. I was like, why? She's like, never speak in the interview. She's like, when it goes to court, if they ask you why you didn't speak, you just say you were legally advised by my representatives not to talk in interview. She's like, it's your right not to talk. Yeah?
Yeah.
So boom. She's like, all I need you to do now is write down a rough outlay of how you and the girl know each other, how you know her, how you know her family, what the relationship status was. Don't put everything, just put circumstantial things, stuff that the prosecution can't use against you in trial. Yeah?
Mm.
So boom, we've gone for bail again in May, got knocked back because they said you phoned the girl, it's witness intimidation thing, boom, boom, boom. I was like, all right, safe. I said to the woman, cool, I'm not going to get bail, cool. They set the first trial for the 1st of September this year, right?
Mm.
Yeah? Or last year, put it last year. I was asking for my phone evidence to prove that basically me and this girl was in contact. We were in a relationship. Boom. She was borrowing money. Rare tear tear. Boom, boom, boom. The feds.
So what? Sorry.
Go on.
So what? You're in
Go
a
on.
relationship with this girl, yeah?
Yeah.
And she turned around, and we're not gonna say no details, yeah? She turned around and just said you're not in a relationship. She just gone on like you're doing some stupidness.
Yeah, she made it look like man was like some madman. You get it?
All right, go on.
So now I'm asking for my phone evidence because my sister, she got my bank statement, she got CCTV, she got everything to prove that me and the gal were in. Get me? We were acquaintances, all of
Mm.
that. So all I needed was my phone evidence. They're not giving it. But let's rewind to May now. This is what people need to know this thing now, yeah? May. I rang my solicitor when I got knocked back for bail. She's like, don't worry. I'm coming to see you next week again, and we're going to do the editing. I started thinking, what do you mean editing? Like, she's like, we're going to edit everyone's statement and we're going to edit the ABE. That's the girl's video evidence, right? Yeah?
Mm.
I said to the woman, are you high? Edit what? You can't edit statements and edit. She's like, yo, just put down the phone. I'm going to come see you next week. I'm talking. She cut off the phone. I'm there calling her name on the phone. But she's gone. I'm calling back the office. And they're like, yeah, she said not to accept your calls because she's going to come see you next week. Brother, when the woman come and see me the next week later, she gave me a 97-page book of the ABE. That's the girl's audio thing because she couldn't get the visual, just the audio. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I had a legal visit in prison, I sat down on the legal visit. She played the audio off the laptop, and she gave me the document, and she said the writing that's got the red lines through it. That's the CPS. That's the police. They've done their edits, yeah? But I want you to go through all 97 pages and take out what you want to take out of there and put back in what they've taken out. This is all on you now. She's like, I'm going to play this. If you want me to pause it, go back, I can do that. But you got to do this. So she give me the highlighter pen, and she's like, highlight, when the audio's playing, you highlight everything you want to take out in that 97 pages and highlight everything you want to bring back in, what they've put red lines through, yeah?
Mm.
So I had a 2-hour legal visit. We could have done with longer. Boom, man, done that. These times she's got the girl's statement, her friend's statement, and her sister's statements, yeah?
Mm.
She's like, now you're going to do the same, but it's not audio. She's given me documents of all their statements. She's like, now you're going to highlight everything you want to take out of their statements. This is the editing process that I didn't know about. So imagine there's 130. Go on.
You know what? Yeah, I never even heard about that. So go on. You're telling me something. I didn't even know you can do them
Okay,
things. Go on.
so that brings me on to my next subject. There's 130 of us on my wing. 130 people, yeah?
Mm.
Only me and the guy that got me the solicitor, 2 out of 130 people, got to edit the girl's ABE and edit statements. So when people are getting found guilty for whatever their crime is, they're coming, we're saying to them, did you get to edit the ABE? Did you get to edit statements? They're like, you can't do that. Boom, man showed them the thing. They tried to ring their solicitors. Their solicitors is like, it's too late now. They tried to appeal. It's not something in law where you have to do it. But if you know about it and you got proof that you asked your legal team to do it and they don't, that's grounds for an appeal, for a retrial, or to get the case thrown out. But if you don't know about it, it's too late. So when we're telling people about it, they're laughing, saying, bro, you can't do that. They've gone to trial, got found guilty, come back to us, and was like, yo, how can I do it? We're like, bro, it's too late. But there was one guy, one Muslim guy I took a liking to in there because he's young, 20, 21 years old. I told him about this editing thing, yeah?
Yeah.
You listening?
Go on, man. I'm on.
I said, ring your solicitor right now and say I want to do the edits on the statements and the ABE.
Mm.
We've gone into his cell. Now obviously they got phones in the cell, landlines. He's phoned his solicitor. The solicitor's answered, said, yeah, hello, bro, how can I help you? My man's like, oh, I've just spoke to one of my friends on the wing and he said about editing the ABE and statements. When we gonna get to do that? Guess what his solicitors?
What did they
said,
say?
how the fuck did you know about that? His solicitor hung up the phone. His solicitor hung up the phone. He tried to ring back his solicitor. The solicitor busied the call. I said, bruv, I'm going to write you something to bring to court. You're going to read this out in court and say you don't want this legal firm to represent you no more because they're not representing you in your best interest. Yeah?
Yeah, totally.
Next legal firm he got, he mentioned it to them. They come and done it for him. So that's 3 people out of 130 that got to edit their things. I don't even know what happened with his case because obviously man won my case. I don't know what's going on with him. But that just shows you, my solicitor said to me, it's not in law. She's like, people don't have to do it. But she's saying, because she got the heads up from the guy on the wing, and he said I was cool, she did everything by the book. And she said she used to work for the corrupt company that I was with before, and she left them because they were focused on sending black ethnic minority men to prison, so they wouldn't do the edits and all of that for them. And this come out of her mouth. That's why she said she left that company and went to a next company where there's still corrupt people, but it's less. And she said in the corrupt company, they kept saying to her, why do you keep doing this all the time? Like, at least let us get a few sent away. And she's like, huh? What? And she noticed it was always the ethnic minority that they were on. Like, when it comes to the Caucasian people, they didn't have a problem with her doing all the edits and all that. But when it comes to ethnic people, they're like, yo, man, you got to give us like 1 or 2. You keep, like, when I met her, she said she had an 80% win ratio at that company, yeah? She said if she can see a case, she'll give her a truthful opinion. Take the deal, go to trial. From I first met her, she said, I'm going to win your case for you. This girl's told 3 different stories. She said this, then she said that, then she said this. In the interview, the ABE, and the one when they phone the feds and the feds come to them, that one, when they come to your yard, you give a statement then. So 3 different statements, she's given 3 different stories. She's like, one thing I can say with you, your story stayed the same, but I'm still pissed that you spoke in the interview. And then she said she uses 3 barristers, 1, 2, 3, yeah? She gave me the second best barrister. She said, yo, my man's, he's a gangster. He knows the thing. I'm going to let you have a conference with him. You and him 1-to-1, yeah? My man said to me, all right, cool. I've seen your case. I'm 90% sure I could win this case for you. But we need a point of argument in trial because this is going to trial. He's like, we need a point of argument. I was like, I cheated on her. My man's like, nah, don't use that. He's like, I've used that before, and that opens up a whole can of worms. Because if you put that in trial and said you cheated on a girl, yeah, the prosecution can switch it on you and say, oh, you cheated on her. She wanted to leave you. That's why she's accusing you of rare tear tear. You get it? So my man said to me, I'm not telling you to go with this, but I've won 80% of my cases with the money argument. So if you use the money argument, I'm 90% sure you're going to win this case. And if we get your phone record, I'm 95% sure we're going to win this case. He's like, there's no way we can't win this case. Yeah? He's like, what I need from you now is questions to cross-examine the girl in trial. Bro, see my cellmate that I had, he had 160-page lined paper, A4 lined paper, book pad, yeah? He gave me the book pad. I used the whole of the 160 pages. My solicitor said, do it one-sided. So when I give it to her, she can fax it to the barrister. If it's 2-sided, she can't. I used the whole 160-page pad with questions to cross-examine the girl. You get it? When I gave him the questions, my man's like, yo, I'm 99.9% sure we're going to win this trial. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes. So now, the trial didn't happen in September because they still didn't release my phone records. So they released it in the end of September. So the trial date got set for October, a 3-day trial in October, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
By this time, we're ready to go. First day, the prosecution couldn't get the AVE to work through the speakers in the court. They got the video, but the sound wasn't working. They said the girl was there with her sister, whatnot, on the first day. So they sent her home because the day was running long. Second day, it was her day to get cross-examined, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready. I'm in my suit. I'm in shoes, everything. I'm ready to go. Boom. I've gone downstairs to my barrister. My man's like, I can get you to walk today, but you need to agree to a 10-year order where you don't contact this girl or her family for 10 years. I was like, nah. We're going all the way to trial, yeah?
Mm.
My man's like, look, I'll be honest with you. I don't think there's going to be a trial today. I spoke to the prosecution. She's saying she's scared. She's crying. Whatnot. I was like, boo hoo hoo. That's not my problem. We're going to trial. He's like, all right, cool. Gone back to the cell. The jailers come and brought me upstairs. One of the male jailers said, yo, I think you're going home today. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yo, you'll see when you go upstairs. I've gone upstairs. The judge is like, this is your last chance to plead guilty. I'm like, I'm not pleading guilty. My man's like, to the prosecution, what's going on? They're like, she doesn't want to give evidence. The judge is like, this is not good enough. The defendant's been in prison for 7 months. This is not good enough. Go and speak to her and make her come and give evidence, right? Yeah? You listening?
Yeah, of course.
So I've gone down. I've gone downstairs. I've ate the prison, like the microwave food they gave you. 2 hours. My man gave them 2 hours. I've gone back upstairs, which is weird. The prosecution man that works for the victim came over to me behind the glass and said, she doesn't want to give evidence. There's no case. I think you've won. I was like, but I've been calling you all through the trial to come and talk to you, to say whatnot, and you didn't want to come talk to me. You shouldn't even be speaking to me, yeah? My man's like, oh, whatever, fuck you, whatever. I was like, cool, safe. The judges called up everyone. The judges said to the prosecution, what's the state of play? Because the jury are waiting backstage. They're waiting to come up. My man's like, Your Honor, we're sorry to say, but the Crown don't have a case to answer. It's fell through because the girl's scared of, she says she's scared of him and she's crying and she's in hysterics. I put my hand up and I said to the judge, look, make her come out now. And the judge is like, I can't. If the prosecution don't want to, if the prosecution can't call their witness to the stand, there's nothing I can do. I'm just going to have to direct the jury to go not guilty and you get to go home today. But do you agree to the 10-year thing? I was like, no. And he's like, why don't you agree to it? Because I haven't done nothing wrong. Why should I get a 10-year thing where I don't want to contact, but why should I have that? So basically it's called acquittal with submission. So basically I got acquitted with submitting to the jury and the prosecution to the 10-year thing, which I didn't agree to. My sister come over to me and my sister's like, look, keep your head, just agree to it and we'll fight it at the next day. I was like, all right, cool, I agreed to it. I got to walk that day I got to walk. Yeah? And it's just like, I said to the judge, and even the judge said, this isn't good enough. And I said to the judge, if you lot would have came to me with this deal back in March, I would have agreed with it. But you lot made me sit down for 7 months with bullshit. There's no evidence to say I done what she said. There's nothing. And my barrister stood up and said to the judge, have you seen the case? The judge is like, yeah, I have seen the case. Mr. Man, he has got a good argument. Just because it's got thrown out, I'm not saying he did it or he didn't do it, but this is not good enough. This deal should have been made at the start. I said I would have took the deal at the start, but you lot made me wait 7 months, sit down and go through hell. because of an accusation that was made. But if you look at the facts of the case, you can see there was never nothing. This was through malice and spite because I cheated on the girl. Teacher, I've got all the paperwork. You can see she agreed to everything I said, everything I was saying, she was saying. But the consensual and non-consensual thing is different. You see it? But you can see the argument where if you've told 3 different versions of a story and mine's is remained the same, yeah?
Yeah.
And you can see through you haven't seen get me, I was showing people on the wing that I was cool with, they were showing me their paperwork, I was showing me I was showing them my paperwork. Everyone that I believed in and said they were going home, they went home because their story never changed. Before people was going for their last day, I was like, yo, bye, I'll see you on road, you're going home. They're like, how do you know? I was like, your story's never changed. No one I didn't get it wrong with. Everyone I got it right with, because their story never changed from March till whenever. Their story never changed when I first met them. And when they looked at my thing, they were like, why are you even here? I'm like, because malice and spite, and these feds want me. They want me so much, they'll make me sit down for 7 months and want me to plead out. Well, I'm not pleading out. I told my solicitor from the start, I'm going all the way to the wheels fall off. And she was like, do you know what? I would advise you the same thing, because your case is cut and, she said it's cut and must. She said, your case is the simple. That's what she said to me. Even when I won my case, I rang her because she didn't come on the last day. She was like, I always knew you were going to win your case, but I couldn't tell you that because I didn't want to put all that hope in you. I wanted you to still have that in you. It might go wrong, but she's like, from I got your case from the start, remember I told you I could win this case.
Yeah.
And I rate the woman because she rings me every week, she checks in on me, she's got me counseling, she's got me bare things, bad man, because even she said, what you went through in that 7 months is wrong. And she said, if I was your solicitor from the start, this never would have been a case. But because you worked with my old company, once you go a certain distance, it becomes a case and they can't turn back the hands of time. It's already a case. So she said, if you would have stayed with them, there was a slim chance you would have got found guilty. But she's like, because you had me and I did all the edits and we looked through the evidence and I got you my number 2 barrister. She said, I only used 3 barristers. I'm giving you the second best one that I got. So to that woman, I love that woman. I love her. Because she believed in me. Even when I didn't believe in myself and think I'm going to get through this, she believed in me. So this is what I'm saying to people. If you know anyone that's in a case, that's on a ongoing case now, if they're out or in prison or whatever, tell them about the editing. You're allowed to edit statements, you're allowed to edit ABEs, you're allowed to do these things. But if you don't know about it, then you're fucked. If you get sentenced or you get found guilty and you didn't get to edit, it's too late. So anyone that's gonna, because obviously cases happen all the time. So people that have got people in cases now, or people that might end up in a case in the future, just remember I told you, there's such a thing called editing. It's the editing. I think it's called stage 2, where you get to edit the statements and the video evidence, and you can do it against victims, against police. You can edit statements, but the CPS have to agree to the edits. And my solicitor said to me, in 30 years, it's the first time she's ever seen the CPS, the police, never challenge an edit. They didn't challenge none of my edits. They went, all right, cool, we'll go with it. So she said from that, she just knew I was going to win, because normally they would challenge it because they want it to go in their favor. They were like, cool, all his edits are accepted. She's like, in 30 years, there's one time she's only seen that, and that's with me.
Yeah, that's some serious shit there.
Serious shit, dude. It's serious. And people need to know about these things, because when you're in their playground, there's things you won't know and you don't know. Remember, I've had like 20 firms over the last 30 years represent me, and they've all been corrupt. Some of them get me bail, some of them get me community service, some of them get me suspended sentences. But you see this woman, and she said to me, when I win you your case, I'm your solicitor for the rest of your life, for the rest of my life. She's like, I like you, and I've been given good, nothing but good stuff about you. And my man that showed me to you, he said nothing but good stuff. So I'm your solicitor for the rest of your life. Don't sweat. So this just shows you, innit? When you get a firm, listen to what they're saying. If they're not, if she said, any firm that says to you straight away, do you want to take the guilty plea? She's like, they're not a good firm because they haven't looked at the case. They're just looking to get out of there, get their paycheck, boom. She's like, I never mentioned to you once about going guilty. She's like, when I looked at the thing, I said, what do you want to do? I said, I'm going all the way. She said, that's what I would advise you to do. Because she's like, I could win this. I'm going to win this case for you. And when I win it for you, I'm your legal representative for the rest of your life. And it forgot for me to breach my bail conditions for me to get to know this woman through the guy. Because if I didn't breach it, I would have been out getting high, getting drunk, waiting for judgment day, thinking everything's calm. There's no evidence, everything's under wraps. But no, it wouldn't have went that way. When these people want to pattern you, they'll pattern you. But she used to come see me minimum every 2 weeks. Get me? Check on my mental health, how I'm doing, update me, even if there's no update. She's like, we're trial ready. She told me this in June. We're trial ready for September. We're just waiting for your phone evidence. And if they don't produce it by this time, we're going to go for dismissal, because she's like, they've had since March till now to produce it, and they still haven't produced your phone records. She said the reason they're not producing my phone records because they can see what I'm saying is true, and they want me to say, forget about the phone record. She said to me, if you say forget about the phone record, I'm not going to represent you, because we need that key evidence to show you and her were in a relationship. And she told you to come on that day. On that day, she lied in her statement and said, I didn't tell him to come. He just came there. But when I got my phone record, oh, there's a message. Oh, come and see me. I dropped the kids to my brother's house. Come and see me. Boom, boom, boom. You get it? So this was the first story. Then the second story, something else. Then the third story, something else. So this is when she said, she's told 3 different stories. We're going to ruin her in trial. You get it? She's like, they can't ruin you. The only thing they can ruin you when they cross-examine you, but your story stayed the same. So this just shows you the levels in the justice system are corrupt. If I never met that woman, go on.
No, go on. No, continue. Go on.
No. Your question, go on. Your question. I remember what I was going to go on.
She tried to line you up, then basically. She tried to line
because
you
of spite and malice. Because of spite and malice.
Totally. And how do you think how do you think the police was towards that?
They were on her side. They were on her. It's not obvious, but I'll explain why they were on her side. Because when I got arrested, when they first come and arrested me, the same day I went to her yard and left, they come and arrested me. When they took me to the station, they were treating me different. They were like, in their head, my man's guilty. He's done whatever she said. They don't know the case. Remember, they've just said they've had to come and pick me up because there's been an accusation. Boom. But their thing was they were trying to hide stuff because it would have helped her scenario and it would have went against me. So basically, before I got this good solicitor, they didn't give me no paperwork, nothing, no state. I didn't know. No one made no statements. I didn't know nothing. They didn't give me no paperwork. Every time I'm saying, remember, I've been in cases before, so I know there has to be paperwork, statements, prosecution state. There has to be everything. They didn't give me nothing. As soon as I got this new woman, you get your mail in jail. I got 3 tick envelopes with every document that's from the start till when I got the documents, everything. She got that ASAP. She said all she did, emailed the officer in charge and said, yeah, we need this paperwork. The officer emailed it to her. She printed it off and sent me everything. That took me like a week to go through everything. And my cellmate used to always say to me, why do you always go through your case all day and night? I'm like, you need to be doing this because your case is more serious than you're looking at 10. I'm looking at 3 maximum. So you need to be looking through your things. And imagine, my other solicitors, I say to them, what's the max I'm looking at? Oh, I don't know. As soon as I got this woman, she's like, I'm going to go to the police station. I phoned her the next day. She's like, you're looking at 3 years max. I was like, how did you get that straight away? She's like, because I went to the station and looked at the facts and I said to them, this needs to be the maximum because if he gets found guilty, this is the maximum. She said they wanted more. She's like, no, this is what we're agreeing on. That's the maximum. She's like, because that's the maximum, I'm even more telling you to go to trial. And she's like, you're going to blow trial. She's like, you're going to blow trial. Either way, if it gets thrown out, she's like, I'm trying to get this thing thrown out, but they don't want to throw it out. She's like, there's something against you why they don't want to throw it out. She's like, anyone else, they would have thrown this case out. Because it's you, they're keeping going. So their whole thing was, let's get him a guilty and get him off the roads. But when I got this solicitor, they started dealing with me different because she was serving them like final announcements, like basically you need to have it by this date. And if they wouldn't, she would produce the police to come to court and I'd ring her the next day and she's like, yo, the judge made them look stupid. Because then they started dealing with us properly, because when you have a legal firm that's working for you and they're doing everything by the book, the only thing that can fuck you up is a corrupt judge. And she said, if the judge is corrupt, we'll get him changed, no problem. So for her, I owe her so much, teacher, because she was putting herself in shit for me. And it's like she was getting the job done. But if you don't know law, you're just going to sit down, get high, get drunk, think your legal team's working for you, and they're not. Because the first firm got me bail, I thought, all right, cool. Then afterwards, they started, remember when I got recalled for the breach of bail for intimidating a witness or victim or whatever. I rang her from jail, and she was like, sorry, we can no longer represent you no more. I was like, why? She's like, because we can't. And she hung up the phone. My solicitor, my new solicitor said the reason she done that, because she's looked at the case and seen that more than likely you're going to win. Remember what she told me? When she worked there, their whole thing was to send ethnic people to jail. So her thing was, if I represent this guy, he's going to blow trial and he's going to win. So she's like, I can't represent you no more. Bye.
Yeah, that's cold,
and then I tried to ring
cold.
her. And then I tried to ring her. She's rang the jail and got the number blocked. So when I sent an app to the PIN clerks, they said, my firms rang up the jail and said, yeah, block him. He's being threatening to us and being rude. When I didn't. And they said they listened back to the call and they said, you weren't doing nothing that they said. So they said, let's find a new firm. Found a new firm. They were doing the same whole corrupt thing. You know when you meet someone and they sell you a dream? Both these firms sold me a dream. And I went with that dream. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, but after a while, when you have a firm that live in the city that you're in jail, and they don't come and see you in 2 months, but your woman's driving an hour and a half where she's living to come and see you every week, every 2 weeks, and she's given me her mobile number to add on to the PIN thing. Before, the other firms are ringing the company office number and it's not going through. But with her, she gave me a mobile number and said, here, put this on the thing. Anytime you need to call me, night or day, ring me and I'll talk to you. But these are the people that people need to have representing them. But you need to know the right questions and you need to know the right things to hear. Because I was hearing things from these first two companies thinking, all right, cool, yeah. But when I met this woman that I got now, it wasn't matching with what they were saying and doing. You get it, teacher? So I know what to do and what to listen out for. But with other people, they're not clued. I wasn't clued up, but I know what to ask, what the process is. And really, they shouldn't be holding you on bail if there's no evidence. But they did that to me because I had obviously corrupt firm. But it is what it is, isn't it? I won my case. I'm just trying to get on with life now. But it has more mentally fucked me because it's like I never thought I would be someone that would end up in that type of situation. You know the other situation that I was in years ago, yeah? But I never thought I'd end up in a situation like this. Yeah, I take blame. I cheated, whatnot. But that still doesn't give anyone the decency to tell lie and do what they done out of lie and malice. And there's people that would hear this thinking, oh, how do we know he didn't do what, where, tear? But I'm telling you, if someone gives if you give 2 different accounts, 3 different accounts, I've got the paperwork, 1, 2, and 3. You got the impact statement where you ring them and they come to you. Then you got the police statement where you go to the station and you give your interview. Then you got the ABE, the video, when you're getting recorded on video, giving your evidence. 3 different stories. And even when my sister came to trial, she listened to the ABE and she wrote down questions for my barrister. And me and my barrister said, "Raw, we didn't even notice these things." And he went home, went over the thing, and he said, "Raw, it's true what your sister said. We need to add these questions in." So what my barrister said he reckoned they did, they went to her and said, "We're not going to win this case, you know. The best we can do is get him a 10-year, it's called a molestation order, where you can't ring them, you can't contact them, you can't go to their address for 10 years. And he said, that's what he reckoned they did. They went to her and said, well, there's no case to answer. You fucked up, you've lied, this and that. The best we can do is get you an acquittal with submission. That's what they did. So even though my thing got thrown out, it's like, in a way, I had to submit to them for it to get acquitted. You get it? Which is weird.
It is a bit nuts. It's a bit weird. And it doesn't really matter what anybody thinks. We know, you understand? And
100%.
And moreover, it doesn't even. I know what you've done is out of order. Yeah, it's out of order, but it doesn't. It's nothing about going to.
It doesn't
jail.
justify. It doesn't justify.
It ain't no jail time for that. Yeah, you need to be told about some moralistic things, but you don't. There ain't no jail time thing for dealing with two gal.
It shouldn't be.
No. The worst thing that they
but this
to
is
use
where
the law is.
Go on.
The worst thing is they tried to use the law to try and hold you accountable to something that
I didn't do.
100%. Yeah, it's not. It's long. How do you feel, my friend? How do you? Okay, all that aside, everything's done. How are you feeling?
In one way, there's 2 sides. I'm glad that it's basically over with, yeah. But there's still a side of me, because there was a group of us in jail, and we said there's different sides to everything. Because we were like, oh, it's the people the victims that these things have actually happened to, where you look at it and like, it's wrong that people get away with it. And then there's the side where they're lying for compensation, because remember, they get paid. My solicitor told me she got her money out of this, even though there was no case to answer. You still, from a case gets brought forward, they still got money out of it.
Did she get some big corn or some a minor money or what?
Bro, big con,
All right, go on.
big con. My solicitor's telling me they get between 10 and 30 bags. So even if there's no case to answer, from a case is being brought forward to the crown, the court, the money will go out because they've seen it as there's been enough evidence to go in front of the jury, so they get paid, they get paper. Even if you can see it's a blatant lie, they still get con. Yeah, they got con, but they should get con. But that's a different game.
At least you're making jokes.
You have to listen to understand, and I know you understand that there. But it's a thing where I said to my solicitor, is there a chance we can bring her back to court and get her for, it's called, it's a word for it, where they've lied on oath in court or they've lied to get a case. She said there is one, but that's like a money thing where you got to bring them to the higher court and bring them. And if the higher judges can see it's a blatant lie, then prosecution can come towards them. And I was like, do you know what? Just leave it, innit? But I'm gonna lie, there still is that bitterness inside of me that there's that revenge side. Even though my family talk to me and say, just leave it. God works in mysterious ways. You get it? And shall I tell you how God works in mysterious ways, bad man?
Pray tell.
A month and a half of me being out, yeah, the said gal has had a miscarriage. So that shows you God works. He didn't even need me to lift a finger or lift up the phone or nothing. God works in mysterious ways. He's seen this girl's bad in a dirty heart, dirty mind, stinking pussy girl. Get me? He dealt with you in a way like, all right, you want to deal with one of my soldiers like that? Cool. Here's what's going to happen to you. Miscarriage. There was a miscarriage of justice, so you're going to get a miscarriage, you see it? Yeah. And I don't want to sound cold like that, but in a way, I got every right to talk like that. Get me? From you're in the right, you're in the right. No one can't tell me how to act or what to do or what to say. That's happened. Boom. Deservedly. Cool. We're not quits, but that's happened. That's stage one. God works. Yeah.
Yeah. So that chapter's done anyway. Now, yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Go on. What was that? That was a big sigh. Go on, tell us about it.
There's still anything in the next 10 years, any accusation, anything happened to the girl or her people, anything, I'm gonna get arrested in the next 10 years. So till 2035, I'm still under this thing. Boom. I've been arrested twice since I've come out because of accusations of witness intimidation factors, because of accusations that have been made since I've come out about I've been intimidating people, I've been doing whatnot,
which is bullshit.
So my solicitor, which is bullshit. So my solicitor said, this is going to keep happening for the next 10 years. She's like, anything happens, you're the prime suspect because you've got this 10-year non-molestation order. And she's like, next time you go to court, we're going to try and get it brought down to 5 years max. Because she's like, 10 years is ridiculous. She's like, your case got thrown out. We can see it was lies the girl was telling. So why should you have to go through 10 years of stepping on eggshells? But this is the country we live in. You get it? This is the law that we have to abide by. This is what we live in. I took the non-conviction whatever submittal thing. So I got to deal with the 10-year thing, bro.
And what? That can't come down after a certain amount of years or something like that, no?
They said after 18 months it can get reduced, but I need to stay out of trouble for 18 months. But because I've been bagged twice since I've come out, the 18 months starts again.
Okay.
So I just gotta
Okay.
just deal with it, innit? I just gotta deal with it, chum.
Mm.
And let me bring up one other thing, yeah?
Go for it.
I've got an order not to contact this bitch. Yeah, I call her a bitch because she's a bitch. Yeah,
Go on. Go
I
on.
got a 10-year. I got a 10-year order. Imagine this girl's come and found me. Yeah, this is what's happened. Is we're not talking hypothetically. We're talking something that's happened since I've come out. A week after me touching road, this girl's come and buck me. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I've gone and got arrested through the no contact order. But wait a minute, it says in the order me not to anything. She's come and bucked me, but I've got arrested for her coming to buck me. How does that make sense? So this is what I'm telling you. Anything in 10 years, they say if I go to a shub house and I see the gal in a shub house, I gotta leave the shubs because she's in there. I go to a food shop, she's in there. I can't go in there. I go shopping in a town, any town center, she's there. I gotta leave because it's 10 years. The judgment's against me, not her. You get it, bad man.
Mm.
So where they're telling these lies and doing these things, it keeps coming back on me. So 10 years is gonna be, this thing needs to come down. It needs to come down, bad man, because I don't see myself living 10 years and they're just going to make up lies and accusations. And the boy, them Babylon keep coming and, yeah, we need to take you down for this, that, this, that, this, that. Any little thing. If a car tire goes down, they phone them. I'm getting called in for questioning because I'm public enemy number one. Bullshit, bad man. 2035, you know, bad. We're only 2026 now.
Well, it might you might hold something different after the 18, innit?
Maybe.
More like
Maybe.
definitely, yeah. We want to take that down a bit from the 18.
We need to
After
take
the
that down,
18,
bad man.
definitely, 'cause
From the
that's
10
long.
years, we need to take that down.
Mm.
Because the 10, that's a stretch. And even I think to myself, shall I take her to the higher court and fight this? And we met the higher judges look at everything and be like, do you know what? Because I'm 99, like I'm my barrister and solicitor, I'm 99.9% sure that I'll win it. Because when you look at the facts, you can see it. No
What?
one can give. If I gave three different stories, they would have went forward with that in trial and put that in front of the jury and said, look, his story's changed 3 times, but they couldn't. Because even the prosecution said to the judge, all right, fair dues. His story stayed the same the whole way through. The police interview, my defense statement, and the next impacts and the defense, everything stayed the same. It never changed. Why did it never change? Because I was telling the truth. The story's only going to change 3 times if you're lying. You're lying. That's why it changed 3 times. But it's my legal team that when she first got me, she's like, I'm going to win you this case because she's told 3 different versions of events. I'm going to win this for you. No jury would look at that and say, why? They'll ask her, why is your story changed 3 times? What are you going to say? You were scared, you were stressed, you were not thinking straight. No, your story won't fit. You told 3 lies. You said you
Mm.
told me to come there, you didn't tell me to come there, and you don't know why I come there because I didn't know you were there. But in the text message it said, come there. I've dropped the kids to my brothers, so come. So she lined me up. But
Basically,
she's
yeah.
forgetting. But she deleted the message. But she's so dumb. The feds got the things to plug into the phone, and since that phone was made, it brings up everything on that phone.
Well, yeah.
Everything.
The thingy, the text stores everything, innit? So there's no
but she
escape.
deleted it. So that was the next question where I told my barrister, when you cross-examine her, ask the bitch, why did you send a message then delete it? And then you said, you didn't mention about no message. It's me that's saying, why did you delete the message? You sent the message, but you said, you told me to come there, you didn't tell me to come there, and I just turned up. You don't know how I knew you were there. Come on, in the message, come link me. The kids aren't here. You tried to pattern me, but the evidence, this is why the feds tried to hold on to the phone evidence, because the phone evidence was showing
That she was
that
chatting
what I
bullshit.
was saying was true.
Yeah, that she was chatting bullshit.
But this is why they hold on to the evidence for 3-4 months, because they wanted me to say, do you know what? Forget about the evidence, forget about the phone record. Let's go with everything else. My solicitor said, if you go that angle, I'm not going to represent you. We need everything. We need everything to help you out in this case. Even though I'm 95% sure you're going to win, we need the other 9.9% to win this, or the other 4.9% to win this case. And when the phone evidence come in, I phoned her and she was like, guess what we got? She's like, I've got the email. She's like, I'm sorry, everything you told me was true. I was like, I told you. She's like, everything you fucking said was true. I'm looking through the text messages and it shows when they were sent, what time they got deleted, or you put on the disappearing messages, and everything that came back. Remember, when they first sent me the messages, it looks like you're a madman, like you're talking to yourself, because it's one-sided. So there's messages like, what you doing? Come see me, rare tear tear. This is what I'm saying. It's one-sided. But when they got the messages, what she said, now we're in a conversation. And she's like, do you know what? I'm sorry. Everything you said was right. As soon as they brought her messages back into the conversation, it's a full-on blown conversation. There's arguments. Yeah, we argue. Who doesn't argue with their missus? But when they were just trying to bring it to trial, some one-sided thing. Imagine that, you holding a conversation in messages with yourself, but you're sending them to someone. Yeah, what you doing? Yeah, what time? Yeah, should we go and get some food? Yeah, but there's no response from the other people. It just make it look like you're a madman. You get it, teacher?
Or they're editing the shit, innit?
Yeah, they're not, because obviously where she's deleted and disappearing. That's why I say to people as well, be careful, not just women you're talking to or men or whoever you're talking to, and they're always deleting messages and making them disappear. Be careful, because at the time I was thinking, bro, why is she doing that? But I never would ask the question, why are you always deleting messages and making them disappear and all that? But I never asked the question. But this is the whole patterning thing. She tried to pattern man, but because I was such a don and I had all the evidence, the CCTV, phone records, bank statements, I asked for everything. There wasn't no stone unturned in that case. Where when I went to trial, I was saying to everyone, I'm going to win this case. They're like, why are you so positive? I was like, because I know my case and I know the legal firm I got representing me, Mustard. I tell you, DJ Mustard, bro. They yeah, brother. It was never, I don't think it was ever a case I was going to lose with this firm that I got. I'll be honest with you. There's always that, like she said, there's always that 0.1% or 1%. But when this guy, that's why I always say to this guy, I love you. No, no homo, pause. But I always say to him, I love you, bro. Because if it wasn't for you, I'd be sitting down where you are right now. But because you've seen my good, clean heart, we talked about our cases. I showed him my paperwork. He's like, bro, why are you here? He read one night. I left my paperwork with him, which I don't normally do. And he see me the next day. He's like, bro, why are you here? I was like, you tell me. He's like, don't worry. My solicitor's going to get you out of this jam. And every day he used to say to me, you're going home. You're going home. The day before I blew trial, he said to me, I prayed for you last night. And I prayed for you. I'm going to pray for you tonight. And Allah told me you're going home. And I was thinking, yeah, this guy's just talking some mumbo jumbo. You get it? But brother, he told me from the start. And the worst thing is, he knows the girl. He knows her.
What? Oh, what you talking about?
He,
The one that sent you
he,
there.
the guy that got me the solicitor, he knows the girl.
He knows the one that sent you there.
He knows the girl
How the fuck does he know? Anyway, what from the ends, same ends and
because
shit.
because she's an Instagram hoe. This is the next thing, guys. These women you see on social media, remember, it's all filter. You don't know what they really look like. They're filters, and you don't know their intentions or their heart, if their heart's clean or dirty. Because when you look at this girl on Instagram or whatever, she looks crisp. When you see her, yeah, she still looks all right, but the filters on the pictures, and you don't know when you meet someone online what their true intentions are. And my man that I met behind the door told me, yeah, man, that girl's a Jezzy. Beer man have run through that. And he's naming me people that have been through that I know of.
Hmm.
Yeah? So he's like, bro, she takes sniff, she she borrows money all the time off people. He's told me everything about this girl, and there's things that he's telling me that I knew about the girl, but for him to know that, he knows off the girl, innit? Yeah.
Hmm.
And my man's like, and then there was three other guys in there from her end,
Hmm.
and they were like, "Oh, you're in for her, yeah? Raw. Do you know she's this, she's that, she's this, she's that?" So I'm putting all this information to my solicitor. My solicitor did a background check and said, "Yeah, I've seen a picture of this girl. We're gonna cream her. When it comes to trial, we're gonna twist her up and chew her up and spit her out." She's like, "I've seen what she looks like. I've the stories that you've told me, I've got them verified. So yeah, she's an Instagram Jezzy, bro."
Hmm.
And I've done research, and yeah, the people that knew her when I was behind the door, yeah, this girl, she looks the part, but Jezzy, Instagram Jezzy, bro. So I'm just being saying, people, women, men, be mindful who you meet online. Be mindful who you let into your life and your kids' life. Just be mindful in it. There's a thing called mindful. I did a workshop in there called mindfulness. I know you've heard called mindfulness, where you have to take time, sit back, and assess a situation and look at it for what it really is. How you meet someone, how you know them, if you really know them, and you got to assess them, and you got to make a quick judgment and be like, is this person who I really thought? Yeah, things were good before the cheating, but as soon as she found out I cheated, things changed. And it would, when I can put the shoe on the other foot. If it was the other way around, I wouldn't have stayed around. I'll be honest, I'd have been like, what? Yeah, all right, I'm gone. But you stayed around because you had a plan. You had a plan. And yeah, your plan would have worked. But you're forgetting, I document everything: bank statements, hotels, CCTV. I got everything documented. So it's like I got a photographic memory as well. So when you're saying certain things, I'm pulling things out of the bag. Like, yeah, even my barrister was like, if these things are true, she's finished. And she was finished. She's finished. She's done out. It's done out, teacher. Done out. But I'm just glad that I got proper legal representatives, and I could give knowledge onto people to basically know who's representing you in certain things and know who you're getting into relationships or you're getting into it, because people have dirty minds, dirty heart. But at the same time, yeah, I take responsibility. I was wrong for cheating, but that doesn't justify what you put me through for them 7 months, and it doesn't just nah. But yeah, man.
Yes. Yes. Listen.
So when you didn't hear from me from them months there, yeah, boom, you phoned the phone. They got the phone. Yeah. When you're ringing trying to contact me, it's like, yeah, that's where man went in it. That's where man went, bro.
So yeah, now we got some backstory. Yeah.
Backstory. You got the backs. You got the full 100. There's certain
Mm-hmm.
things I can't talk about right now because there's still proceedings right now with other things. Yeah, but we'll do a next show later on in the year, and I can talk about more things. You get it about it, but this is the circumstantial things that I can't get sent back for because I'm not mentioning no names. I'm not mentioning no areas where no one's from. I'm just talking about circumstantial, something that's happened to me. I haven't mentioned the girl's name. I haven't mentioned her family. I haven't mentioned what. No, you know what they say? If you know, you know. If you don't know, forget about it. Yeah.
All right. So yeah.
So if you're listening, yeah, tell me I'm chatting bullshit. But it is what it is, brother.
Doesn't matter what anyone thinks anyway. We know what it is about. Yeah.
Exactly. We
So
know.
who
We
cares?
know.
Who cares?
We know. She knows.
So what? We're looking to come. Are we back or what? Are we back? We're gonna try and fly
We're back.
back
We're back. We're back.
once a
We're
week
back. We're
because
back.
there's a
Once a
shitload.
week, full effect.
There's a shitload we need to talk about. There's a lot of things that's been
Mm.
happening, like that video that I sent you the other day. Remember?
Corey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a
That's
lot
some
of
funny
things.
shit. But yeah.
There's a lot of things.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things. But we're gonna jump
Yeah,
back
man.
on it. I'm
But
not sure what day. Once a week. Once a week,
once a
back on
week,
it
we're back.
again, and we'll get Artie back on the thing as well. But he had
Yeah,
a
man.
big arrangement today that he had to deal with, and fair enough.
Mm.
Condolences to him and his.
I hear it. That's non-expanded. You get me? That them things happen. He couldn't get me. Just condolences, and I can't wait to catch up with him again. You get it? But yeah, man. And can I say one more thing?
Go for it. Just one more, yeah.
You see the gal I did dash away, yeah? For this gal that sent me where to, yeah? I'm sorry and I'm not sorry because you were realer than that gal there. You get me? I just went for the younger looking model and rare tear. But I'm sorry if you're listening. If you're listening in, I am sorry. Obviously, I did chuck you away because of that girl there, but I am really sorry. And that girl, we've been through a lot as well. The girl I did throw away, and it's like she
Mm.
was one of the real ones from when I was last in jail, and she showed me. She never asked for nothing. She never, and I've known her for what 11 years now, 10.5 years, and she's never asked me for nothing. She just wanted my love, but I couldn't give it to her because I didn't see no future for that. But she was the realist.
Mm.
She was the realist, that one there. And I know if she did listening into this thing, she got a smile. All right, you've moved on with your life now, rare tear. I'm sorry for the shit I put you through and stuff like that. But she was the realist. She did get me. The other one, I went for the younger model and the looks. All right, you ain't gonna like to hear that, but I'm a real guy. I talk real shit. I went for the younger looking model, but obviously you were the real one. We don't have to say what you done for me when I was last in jail and when you used to come visit, man, and certain things when I come out on road and I was on my face and I didn't have nothing. You know what you done for me, so I just wanted to apologize and put that out there because I'm a real guy. I can admit when I'm in the wrong, and I did deal with you bad. But if you're listening, contact me if you can contact me somehow, and we can reason and stuff like that. But if not, I hope you get on with your life and things are going good with you and your kids and your family and stuff, and just know you were the real one, innit? I used to call the other one real one, but fake. That's the fake one. You were the real one. But yeah, man, big you up, big you up. If you're listening, if you're listening, I'm not gonna say the name or not, but big you up anyway.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's it. That's me, did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right. Yeah. Listen, it was a good one, my friend. It was a good one. I felt like you had to. I think you needed to get that off your chest. You know what I'm saying?
100%, 100%. That needed to get And I feel a little, that was kind of therapy as well, even though I'm just talking to
It's
myself or
always
talking to you,
therapy.
but
It's
it's
always,
therapy
it's
because you
all,
get, because I'm doing counseling right now, but just to talk, I can't talk like this how I'm talking with them, innit? So I'm just, this is counseling, this is therapy, innit? So,
it's
and
always
if anyone
therapy.
out there listening got any questions about legal advice, I'm me or teacher, we ain't solicitors, we ain't barristers, but anything you would like to know that we can help you with. If he don't know, he'll ask me. If I don't know, I'll ask him. Or if we don't know, I'll ask my solicitor because we got a relationship like that, and I'll ask her anything. She even says to me, "You can ask me anything. You can tell me anything as long as it's not you're gonna go on and M someone. You can tell me anything." So if anyone's got any questions, got anyone that's got anybody going through any legal isms and schisms right now, messaging, contact us and just be like, does this sound right? Can you help me? If I don't know something, I'll find out. If I don't, I'll just let you know. And teacher will do the same thing. Man don't know. Man don't know. I don't know everything about the legal system, but I'm 80, 90% more clued up than when I was before. So anyone got any people or anyone's going through any problems, let us know, man.
Yeah, just contact through the links down below. You can see them there. Yeah, listen, what's that? That's an hour and 15, mate. An hour and 15, you might as well say.
Already?
That was good. That was good. It was good.
Blood clot, me to make some food to rot. I didn't even know the time. Blood.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, that was a good one.
hour and 15 minutes. So yeah, big up everybody. Back again. We're
Big
back.
up,
We're
man.
back. We're back. We're back. We'll be on there next week. Not sure what time or whatever, but whenever we're free,
What day? But we're there once a week.
once a week, just sign up, subscribe, and like, and all that bullshit. And
Mm.
we're out.
Wow.